Hi, I'm Ernesto, and I taught the MonoLogin class. It was a really cool play on words because we're just weird like that. But originally, I was asked by Lori to have a monologue class where we can just work on delivering monologues. But as the class kept on growing and the actors kept on discovering new things about their characters, it became more of a character development and script analysis within a monologue. We really got into the heart of the characters, into the psychology of the characters, so that we could understand who these people were, and so that the audience, you guys, could live through them as they live through these emotions. I come from the Meisner technique of acting, so the definition of acting is living truthfully under imaginary circumstances, and these guys heard me say it over and over and over again. They did a really good job. I'm sure you're going to be entertained. Get some tissues handy and enjoy.
You know, I came to live with you because I loved you. I stayed with you because I loved you. I endured you because I couldn't imagine life without you. I feel battered, belittled, ignored. I didn't care for you because you're a famous actor. Remember the night that we met? When you came over and talked to me, I thought, I never saw a man so haunted, so defensive and uptight. I never thought you'd find me attractive. I never thought I'd see you again. When you asked me to, I said yes for you. Not because I was impressed or flattered or anything like that. I almost didn't dare to think you'd have any serious interest in me. But you did. You know, girls at school used to laugh at me. I said I wouldn't have sex unless it was with somebody I loved. Very old-fashioned, whatever. At my school, you were considered a freak if you were still a virgin after 16. And because of you, I was glad. I was happy I had never been with anyone else. I've been happy, but so sad as well. Too sad, too hurt, too humiliated. You know, I never thought it mattered at all, you being so much older. But now I see it does. Not the years, not the difference in experience. It's that you'll go on being exactly the same, and I'm changing. I've loved you. I believe you love me. But you've lived and behaved exactly as you've wanted, with me like some kind of appendage. Where have I been? Who did anybody ever think I was? Some of your friends still can't even remember my surname. Others pity me. I can count on one hand the number of items I've ever been asked a question about myself. I imagine people find me dull or boring. You drink, you talk, you dominate. I'm the one that takes you home. You rant, you rave. You're the evening's entertainment. I'm the one you turn on when we get home. I should think I'm despised. Not because anybody's taken the time to really get to know me. No. But because I must seem like your fucking shadow. I am not envious. I admire and respect your acting just as much as anybody else does. But I'm not just a servicing arrangement to your needs. I'm something else. And I'm going to find out what that is.
Don't do this. Don't open that box one more crack. Don't ask me to marry you. Shh. Don't say another word. Just listen. I can't let you do this to me. I mean, before I met you, I used to be such a bitch. I mean, seriously, everyone at work thought I was a huge bitch. No one actually liked me. Those people I introduced to you as my friends, they're not my friends. They're scared of me. Or they were, before I met you. Before you, I never said please or thank you at restaurants. I never smiled or laughed at anyone's jokes but mine. I never used to tip more than 10%. I always had a quick insult. I always had a quick word. I was cold, cross, crass, falsely compassionate. But since being with you, I've begun to feel all warm inside, fuzzy. I find myself wanting to stroll through the park and whistle. I have these thoughts, these urges to donate to charities and help out in soup kitchens and hug people. Since being with you, I've given nearly $10 to homeless men, helped 3 old ladies cross the street, and I bought one of my so-called friends a present at full price. And I knew it was something she'd actually like. Don't you see? Don't you see you've made me nice? And what really scares me is that you'll open that box and ask me to marry you, and I'll nicely say yes, and then I'll be nice for life. I'll be singing Kumbaya for the rest of my days. I'll give back to the community, to the Salvation Army, to the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and I'll do it anonymously. And then years from now, I'll wake up and I'll realize that I lived a good life, that I contributed. Please, for the love of God, put that box away. The world already has millions of nice people. It doesn't need me as well. I am a bitch and I intend to stay that way. Please, stop, don't. I'm asking you. No, I'm begging you. Will you please not marry me?
Do you know what it's like having a twin? No, you don't, because it's really different from not having one. It is so different, you can't even imagine. And if something's happened to her, you don't know. I am fucked. All my life, there are parts of myself I haven't looked at. And things I wanted to do, I haven't done because I knew Wendy would do them. So I never had to be wild or go nuts or be put away in some hospital. I didn't have to do those things because I knew she would do them. And then we'd meet up together and we'd stay up all night and talk and we'd be integrated. We'd be a whole person together. She's my twin. So I went to college, and she went to Europe. And I have always had my shit together, and she has always been a wreck. And I go to work every day in this office with these cubicles and these jerk guys saying, smile, smile? And their stupid campaigns and their stupid clients. You know, people call me 7 at night, just as I have finally gotten out of the office, calling me to tell me that some ad for an Eddie Murphy movie being rebroadcast on the USA Network isn't exactly what they were looking for. So I put down my bag, and I call the poor, stupid writer at home, and I try to make it work. And if Ron needs something, I try to make that work. I spend all day, every day, trying to make it work for everyone. So yeah, sometimes I do get a little angry and I think, why can't I be the one who's a wreck and has some fun? But I don't know what I'm gonna do if she's not around. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I suffer every day, and you don't even see it. You don't even see the hurt inside me, do you? It's too much to hold inside anymore. I can't handle it. I'm going crazy. The fear is crippling at me. I have to drag myself out of bed and force myself to live each day. Sure, I put on this happy face. I bet you think I'm pretty cheerful. No one cares to see the pain under my skin. The pain that's ripping at me and tearing me apart. I feel I'm never good enough for you. No matter what I do, you'll never be as good as my sister. I always have to hear about how she would have done it better. Or how she already did it better. Why does she want to ruin my life? She just wants to blot me out like I'm some sort of mistake. I'm just a copy. A copy of a copy. Not as good as the original. Not as good as you. You're so perfect. Everyone around me is so perfect. There's nothing left over for me. I am the leftover failures. I am the fatty waste you toss to the dogs. Everyone hates me. Why does everyone think I'm so horrible? Probably because I am a horrible creature doomed to walk this earth and suffer for you. I'm hurting. Hurting so bad inside. Cut off from everyone. Punished for some past life wrongs. What did I do in a past life to deserve this? Or am I paying for the sins of my father and mother? Am I your sin? Or do I remind you of some sin you want to forget? Or am I a disappointment that keeps disappointing? I even disappoint myself. I will never be my sister. I don't want to be her. I hate everything about her. But I don't want to be me either. Sometimes I want to fade away, become a shadow, fading away, forgotten. Maybe if you forget about me, I won't make you so sad anymore.
I farted in yoga class. It was loud, and I did not die. My heart started to pound, but it did not explode. I thought I would be devastated, but I was not. Instead, something unexpected happened. I laughed. At first, a little giggle, and then a full-blown belly laugh. In fact, I laughed so hard that I farted again. And again, and again. Embarrassing, no? No. No. I could feel people staring, but I did not care. I thought I would care. Feel my palms grow clammy and my chest tighten. Instead, I felt lightness, wonder, awe. Who knew I had so much air inside of me? My body had deflated, but my spirit had inflated. I waited for the self-loathing to come. But there was only stillness, silence, and in that silence, a tiny voice. I love you. Your body is amazing. And I realized this was why I'd come to yoga in the first place. No, not to fart publicly, but to fart publicly and survive it. I know, it's unladylike. But in the depth of this indignity, I had found my greatest strength. Here I was, staring my fear in the face. And I had feared this moment. I played it over and over again in my mind. And every time it ended with the women in my class pulling rocks out of their Lululemon attire and stoning me mercilessly. But nothing much happened. Here I was, staring fear in the face and realizing it's all a bunch of hot air, and I could release it. I took a deep breath. So deep, another loud eruption of my newfound freedom erupted from my behind. "Excuse me," the woman behind me said, "but could you step outside? Some of us are trying to practice yoga." This should have devastated me. It should have sent me running from the room. Instead, I felt my calm breath, and I heard myself say, "Excuse me, but I am practicing my fartnasanas. Thank you very much." And then something amazing happened. Another little noise erupted from another corner of the room. A few people giggled and then laughed, and then more noises erupted. It was beautiful, a symphony of fartnasanas. They were free. I was free. And I realized in that moment that I was free of you, too. You can't hurt me anymore. right before she was born, when I was really huge. I stood in front of my mirror, naked, surrounded by her. Tiny clothes, tiny toys, tiny diapers, and her tiny crib next to my twin bed. And I'd stare at it, my belly, like it's not mine. Like it's been rented for part of him to take residence in. And I don't even recognize myself in this out-of-body way that's like everything I've dealt with pretty well are all this big reality right there in the mirror all at once. And the permanency of this being the rest of my life was petrifying. But at that point, it was a little late for second thoughts. No, I had to know that this wasn't just another mistake. Because listen, you can be unsure going into it, freaked out. But there's something about when they put her, Helen, I named her Helen, into my arms. It's like breathtaking. Because she's like a real person, a really small person who just seconds ago was inside of you, which seems impossible. Not to say that that moment erases everyone that came before it, but it was a beginning. A really good beginning. Years back, I was at Water Tower downtown shopping, and she, Helen, shit through her snowsuit, which I thought was impossible for any child to do, but she did. And I had to buy her one for way too much money at Marshall Fields, and I'm swearing very loudly in the bathroom because she's crying when I'm trying to clean her up. And I'm embarrassed and tired. And I plop her back into the stroller. And just as we're about to leave the store, we run into Lowell and Alexis. The irony of that is so fucking obvious. And they've got a lot of bags from Pier 1 because they're decorating the apartment they rented together. And they're off to see some friends at a bar, which is like a concept in a life that I don't even have time for. And Lowell says, "Whose baby?" "She's mine." And he heaves and, oh shit. And I want to smack him for making me feel like no time has passed. Jesus, you had a baby. Wow, like with who? And I cut him off. She's mine, just mine. And he's speechless for the first time ever. And then Alexis smiles real genuine like and says she's beautiful. You should be really proud. She looks just like you. And Alexis and Lowell say goodbye and walk away. And it's just me and Helen, with the world swirling around us. and looking down at her. For whatever half of her that is him, the only half I see is the whole half that is me. That night, Helen kisses me on the lips, cradling my face in her hands, which she doesn't do for anyone else. And she falls asleep on my chest, this little bundle of fleece and curls. Right here. And it's just me and Helen in the dark, breathing together. And I am her. I am her mommy.